Hey, Garrett, welcome to the show. I appreciate you being here.
Thanks, Lacey. Happy to be here.
I always say I'm excited about this topic, but I think I should just say that everybody I invite on, I'm excited to talk about. So that should just be like a given. But I think this is really interesting what you're doing, one, as a professional, but also in the way that you give back to other people. So I want to start off by asking, what is Advisors Give Back? And I'd love to know how you actually became involved in it.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, Advisors Give Back is a nonprofit that pairs financial advisors with people who need financial advice. And the way they do that is through a third party platform to schedule a call between me as a financial advisor who has some level of financial education that you're looking for as someone on the outside and you don't know where else to turn. And most of the, if not all of the financial advisors are all have been vetted by Advisors Give Back and have done the certified financial planner process. And it's a very rigorous course. So to get this certification, to be a candidate, so what I like to tell my military members is think of it as anyone can call themselves a financial advisor, but a person with a CFP has done the testing like an expert soldier badge, like the expert infantry badge, to go a little bit above and beyond to prove their mettle in this space through then ethics, through education, through an exam, and through experience. So in the financial advising space, it's really important to have people who have all four of those things and to interact with the public who really need the help and support of tackling life's questions on financial services. Because as you and I both know, you don't get taught a lot about financial education, not in school, definitely not in basic training, and maybe not even at the home. So finding someone you can trust that can help you is really important. And Advisors Gives Back likes to put two and two together and just make the magic happen.
All right. How did you get involved with it though? How did you hear about it and decide that this is something that you wanted to do?
Yeah, so Advisors Give Back started a couple years ago through the Financial Planners Association, and they really spread throughout this organization, which is a collection of chapters across the United States. And they got really big through kitsis.com, which is kind of like a big financial planners hub. And I saw an article saying that they needed advisors to help with pro bono clients. And I was just starting out coming from the military. I was leaving active duty, pursuing my CFP candidacy, and I really liked the thought of helping more people with pro bono services. And really, Advisors Give Back made it really easy to not only get into the program, but start seeing clients right away after you had done through their training and have been vetted. And it was just a good experience to me to get through them. But I mainly found them through the FPA chapters and kitsis.com.
Is it different than if you paid for a financial advisor? Because I feel like sometimes in people's mind, when something is free or no cost, that it's different or not as high of value. So compare somebody that's never had a financial advisor sitting down to do that work with them, is it the same?
Uh, I could say it's different. The biggest thing is a majority of the pro bono group that Advisors Give Back is going for is people who need pro bono services. So think of those who have, a lesser income, more debt, more things that would require some level of financial education. But by not paying for it, that doesn't change away the need that they have because they come through us either through a partnered 501c3, their local library, their local teachers union, whatever avenue they approach, they still have to go through the steps of saying, here's where I'm at, here's the need that I have. And then it gets pushed out to the various financial advisors who are on the platform to schedule one-on-one talks because the whole point of Advisors Give Back is to break down the barriers to change behavior with automated follow-up tasks in financial education, but tying it together with a partner who has the knowledge. So they have their own prompt, they have their own website, and they'll get follow-up tasks, to-dos related to a lot of whatever action items we come up with. And I found after doing a bunch of meetings that clients don't know what it is until they get through the process. And once they do, I haven't seen a drop off of people who haven't paid for any financial advice in the past, getting lost in the weeds. But I would say, as someone who works outside with people who do pay for financial advice, really it's about the need of the client. And if we discover through our conversation that I can help you with something that's going to provide a lot of value to your life, whether or not the client's paying for it or not, it should be arbitrary because at the end of the day, helping people is what matters.
So they go online and they get connected. So if somebody identified, hey, I am an active duty service member, they're going to be directed probably to somebody like you that has some experience in the military. And then they take it from there. You meet with them virtually. Is that correct?
So the biggest great um, feature of Advisors Give Back is it's pro bono, but it's also anonymous. Like I will not, every advisor on this platform has to take a pledge. They will not do any type of soliciting for any paid service or anything like that. The clients, it's a phone call based off of a questionnaire that they upload by identifying the problems that they're looking to help in their financial lives. So, as an example, a client I had recently is out of California. I only see her first name. I see the prompts that she's come up with. I've seen what financial data she's willing to provide into the platform. And then Advisors Give Back schedules the phone call. And then I would call her at the set time and date and say, here are the things we're going to talk about. And we're going to create an action plan to alleviate whatever financial concern you have. And the biggest thing is the follow up by using kind of a little bit of behavioral therapy and financial education to say, here is a behavior, here is a thing that, or financial concern you have, and now you've been partnered with an advisor who has the knowledge and wants to help you at no cost. You won't know my last name, it'll just be Garrett talking to you over the phone. And then we're going to set it to do. We're going to set up an action plan and we're going to do it over multiple meetings. So it's not a one and done. Some people just want a little bit of financial education and walk away. Other people want multiple meetings. It's entirely up to people who approach the platform.
You touched on it a little bit earlier. Who actually qualifies to use this? Is it based off you have to have a certain, below an income level, or is it a certain struggle that they're having financially? Who can actually use it?
That's a great question. So this pro bono service is geared towards people who have a greater need. Specifically, if you're a single person, it's if you're earning $100,000 or less. If you're married, it's 150 less. And typically, if it's you have less than $250,000 in total savings or assets, because honestly, this program is geared to give the people who have the greatest need, which is people who are on the less fortunate scale.
Okay, so if you're a couple and you're making below $150,000 a year together, and you don't have like $500,000 in your IRA.
Yes.
Okay. All right, that's good to know. Well, I mean, but that's still a really high threshold, I think. There's a lot of people that are married, they're thinking we would love to be breaking six figures. So that's wonderful if they're, making $80,000, especially, military couple that, stayed home mom or something like that, they're still able to receive at no cost financial advising. And how is that different from kind of what I do in the counseling and coaching space? Would you guys say that you are working as coaches and counselors, or are you specifically using your wheelhouse of advising, or both?
I would say it's more planning. We're very financial planning based, so creating kind of an assessment of where the client is today and where we're going to go, and creating a financial plan for that. Now, as you and I both know, I can put the best spreadsheet up with the best numbers and talk about every number, but if it doesn't resonate with the thing between your ears, it's not going to happen. So that's kind of where the blend of both go together. But Advisors Give Back definitely leans more on the financial planning side of things more than the behavioral therapy. But both, more often than not, at the income levels we just talked about, sometimes there's other things that are going on there that tie in depending on the client.
What are some of the top financial issues that people want or need help with through Advisors Give Back?
Yeah, so I've been doing this for about 6 months now, and the biggest one really is debt consolidation, or student loans or saving for retirement. I had a client a couple weeks ago. They're a dual teacher couple in Florida, and they don't really know the difference between their 403Bs, their pensions, and all these things are confusing. And I felt like they weren't getting one-on-one advice with someone who actually understands the myriad of acronyms and all the other things that are related to the financial industry. But I've also had clients. I had one from California who said, I've been an immigrant trying to survive for so long and take care of my family that I don't know how to shift to plan for me. So some people come with very specific problems related to specific things in their life, and some people come with more, here's my general situation, I don't know what I don't know type of thing.
Yeah, I think a lot of people listening can relate to that. Student loans or not understanding 403B versus 401k, 457. And there are a lot of military spouses that have one of each and multiple,
Mm-hmm.
three 401ks from all of them moving and stuff. So I could see that a lot of people would find value in what you can provide through the program. What are some of the simple things that people can do now to get their financial house in order? Like, do they have to be prepared to come and go to the website and sign up? Or can they just show up and say, this is what I need help with? Because I think sometimes people get scared about they have to get that's like cleaning the house before the housekeeper comes. I think people think that they have to do that to come see a financial professional versus letting you do your job.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is coming to the website and kind of understanding that my house is dirty because we have to start somewhere before we get it cleaned. And so the biggest thing with advisors give back, it is self-entered. Whatever the clients want to touch base with, there's prompts. So it's not like they have to come with an open book. So the intro, the questionnaires will kind of lead you to say, here's where we're at to understand your financial house. But the biggest thing is, and when you sign up and you go through the prompts, you can answer every question. You cannot. You can answer no questions. But you're going to have to provide some level of data and input for us to have those conversations so I can see, hey, you inputted that you have X amount of savings, but you have a lot of debt and you're looking to do, buy a car, save for retirement, do some overall thing. Well, let's talk about strategies we can implement today to get there. So there is work on both sides of the coin. And Advisors Give Back partnered with I believe his name is Dan Ariely out of Duke University, to do some level of financial coaching and using nudge bases to say, and when I say nudge, that means you and I are going to talk, and then you're going to get nudges from our assistant saying, hey, in 1 week you're going to do this, in 2 weeks we're going to do this, in 3 weeks we're going to do that, and create an action plan based off your goals. And then you and I would have a follow-up meeting, say, hey, how did that go? What worked? What didn't work? So it's a really powerful tool to change behavior and create a better outcome for the future. Because at the end of the day, you can look at all those pictures of a clean house in the future, but with Advisors Give Back, we create the plan to clean the house.
I think that's great because it's like losing weight. Yeah, can have a plan all you want, but if you are not staying on it, like you could lose 10 pounds, but then if you go back to your old behavior, you're going to gain that 10 pounds back. So I think that the system using prompts and follow up and helping people stay on track after the fact is important. It does these nudges, then does it say, hey, do you want to set up another one-on-one call? Like, is there that option to continue with the person, or are they just continuing it with AI?
So at the end of every call, so if Lisa, if you and I were on a call, I would say, okay, based off what we talked about today, we're going to do 3 things and 3 time frames, and then I'm going to schedule a meeting with you in that call to create the follow-up. And again, it's based off your schedule. So it could be you could be seeing me again, or you could be seeing another advisor that's on the platform that works on your schedule. But either way, all of that notes and the follow-up is on the platform. So whether it's me or another CFP that is doing this process with you, you're still going to have an accountability partner that has the knowledge that is needed for you to accomplish your goal.
In what ways do you feel like advisors give back can help service members and their family the most? Like if there's somebody listening to this right now that's like, wow, we could use some help, but we're not sure about it. Like what do you think the most value for our community specifically is?
Yeah, I definitely think advisors give back can help the military community. I've lived in that community and I've seen that there is a great need for financial education. You and I could probably speak entirely in acronyms about some version of a military operation and be perfectly understood, but civilian population would be like, these people are speaking gibberish. It's the same thing in the financial world where there's products and services that can help you and your family, but ciphering through them to figure out what actually is tailored to your situation is the hard part. So advisors give back just partners you with someone that understands the landscape in a way that that person is not soliciting you, is going to sell to you, do anything other than give you the financial knowledge that you need to your specific situation. And in the military community, there's a lot of people that want to help the military, but they don't know how to connect to that community. And advisors can give back is the connector, taking the people who have the knowledge and giving it to the people who need it most.
That's great. Yeah, I once went to a urgent care, and obviously I was in pain, I was sick, and they were trying to sell me something, and I thought, what? Why would you do that right now? Like I'm sick, I need help. Like this isn't the time to upsell. Like this is, and I remember just like that was so like just it was old record player just like scratching like just came to a stop like what is going on here. So I love that you brought that up, like just getting the help like and not all the other stuff.
And again, people say when I say the word I'm a financial advisor, that means so many different things to so many people, and most people give it a negative connotation. But I promise you, Lacey, there are good people out there that want to help military service members with the knowledge they have. Like I can say, as someone who's from the military community, it is a large community. There's some great people in it. There's also some not so great people. So
Yep.
finding the good ones is the hard part. And I hope that advisors give back can give more of the good people who want to help our service members a better chance at connecting.
I completely agree. That's wonderful to hear. I'm curious as somebody that kind of, you know, helps the military community with money, but then also helping people become financial professionals. And so I'm curious, for being on active duty, what made you decide to become a financial advisor? Was that something you thought about very early on, the day you swore in, or is that something towards the end when you were getting ready to go into the reserves? Like, how did you make that decision?
Yeah, so I'm a little bit different in the sense that I'm starting on second base. Where in growing up, my mom was a CPA, a CFP. My dad was a CFP, so they were both in the industry. So, and as you can imagine, our dinner table conversations growing up were rousing, tax laws, what's happening in the market. Um, so I took that onto active duty. I actually looked at my parents' stuff and I said, no, I've always wanted to join the army, like both my grandparents. Like I want to serve. But when I was in the military, I found I kept reverting back to just the dinner table information that I had gleaned from both of my parents and thinking, man, this is really powerful. And a lot of people don't know. Like, no, new second lieutenant or new private, you can't just claim Florida as your residence to get out of paying taxes. That's illegal. No, sergeant major with 27 years of retirement, putting all your money in gold is probably a bad idea. Like, just not, the people don't know what they don't know. And like I said before, it's not taught in schools as much. It's not taught in basic training. It's not taught at the units. And ultimately, it wasn't taught at the dinner table. So I saw me reverting back to what was discussed there, and I really liked it. It was helping people. And when I was deciding that, me and my wife wanted to come back home to start our family, I said, being in the infantry is great. I love being with my team out in the woods doing infantry things, but I want to be home to start raising my family. So when I came back, I started actually at NTC, at the National Training Center. I was the first person to be approved for credentialing assistance through the Army to get their CFP paid for by the Army. And I was in the
Wow.
pilot program. That involved an incredible amount of cutting through the red tape. Like I had to work with Fort Knox to find an education provider. But I took all my classes on active duty, paid for by credentialing assistants. So again, this is the voice to all you military members out there. Tuition assistance, credentialing assistance. It use it. It's there for you. And then I had completed my education requirement by the time I left. And then I did Hiring Our Heroes, which is a transition program into a company uh, that was CFP based. So I got to earn CFP hours while I was still on active duty in the transition program to then walk out into the working world. And I decided the best place to land was to be back with family. So now I'm back with my family's financial planning and tax preparation shop back here in Maryland. And to me, this industry needs more good people, but it needs a good path to get to the right jobs. Because in this industry, there's a lot of people that are kind of the old way of thinking, eat what you kill, whatnot. And again, I think that way of life is dying down for financial advisors. But there's just so much potential because every year the tax laws, retirement laws are changing. It's not getting any less complicated. So if you want to help people and you want to give an impact to your community, I would say financial advising is a great place to be.
That's really interesting to hear that you were the first one in that program. I completely agree. Getting schooled up before you get out is so important because, one, you could save money by
Mhm.
getting the military to pay for it. But that way, too, when you get out, you're up and running versus now starting the process and into that life. Like you can use your military time to get a leg up on this second career that you're starting, not to mention networking and connecting with the military helping pay for that. So I think that's wonderful that you took advantage of that.
Yeah, and I'm using my VA education benefits to pay for my master's at Columbia for wealth management right now. So not only has the military given me a like honestly, it's a really great first job for people entering the working world. The level of responsibility and things that you have on your plate at a young age uh, transfers over to the working world a lot because your peers don't get that. And just being able to have that as my first working experience, I bring a lot of the military into my day-to-day life. And there's a reason all these big companies want military members is because it is a great pipeline to create some great people.
Yes, I think it's mind blowing to people that come out of the military that when you say you're going to do something, you do it. And then to meet people that say they're going to do something and then don't do it, it's like, what? That's
Mhm.
that's how you do things out here?
Yeah,
Yes.
right time, right place, right uniform is like half the battle, and going above and beyond is everyone that has worn a uniform and worn a flag on their sleeve. They know exactly what that means.
Yes. Well, I want to ask you a couple of quick random questions that I ask everybody. First off, what is one resource or tool that you use that makes your life easier?
For professionally, I use a lot of podcasting. I'm a big podcaster and audiobooks. The biggest one for anyone looking to enter this industry, especially on the military side, is kitsis.com. He's very prolific in the financial advisor, financial planning space. He's got a great podcast that talks about what successful financial advisors are doing in the industry, and he's got a bunch of write-ups of how to enter the industry. So if you're looking to enter the industry or you're in the industry, definitely recommend kitsis.com and his materials.
What is your favorite book right now or your favorite book of all time?
Favorite book of all time is Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl. I read it every New Year's just to kind of like reground myself, figure out what my purpose is. I've been doing it for the past 5 years, and I take away something new every time I read the book.
That's a good one. Well, we'll be sure to link to all of that in the show notes for everybody. Now it is time for my favorite part of the podcast, which is game time. And in honor of your visit, we're going to spice it up a little with a game called Is It Real? Are you ready for this?
Let's do it.
Okay. So I'm going to give you five They're going to be animals, cities, or words or things, and you have to tell me if they are real or not. If you get 3 out of the 5 correct, you get bragging rights that you won game time on the Military Money Show, Garrett, which I know that's what you want for Christmas.
Exactly what I want.
Okay. All right. Number one, an animal is called a quonkzilla. Real or
Quacksilver.
not real?
Not real.
That's correct. It is not real. Okay. Number two, the city of Albania. Is it real or not real?
Real.
No, it is not real.
Oh, can't win them all.
Yeah, it sounds like something that would be in the Avengers.
Yeah,
Okay. Number three, the animal called Norwallup. Is that real or not real?
real.
Not real.
Oh,
And I feel confident saying these words because they're not real because I think I'm pretty jacking up the way that they're supposed to be spelled.
I want to know how you're coming up with these fake names. Is this little chat GPT? Give me some
It
real
is.
sounding fake names.
It is. It is totally Chat GPT. Well, I gave Chat GPT the idea of the game. They just gave me the options of the.
Hey, look at you. It's 2023. Here's what we're rocking and rolling with.
Yes. Okay. Number four, the word Zy Zyz. Sorry, I'm jacking this one up. Zyzeniva.
I'm
Is
gonna go
that
with
real?
no based off that pronunciation.
I'm totally messing this game up, Garrett. That one is actually real, and that's why I was trying harder to pronounce it right. It says it's a genus of tropical weevils and the last word in many English dictionaries. I guess I probably should have double checked Chat
I should have done
GPT.
more spelling bees in the past, is what you're telling me.
I don't know who would ever. I don't even want to spell it because I know I mess up the pronunciation so bad, but it's Zyzzva. I think anybody would have struggled with saying it, except the spelling bee champion.
Thank you.
Okay, last one. The planet Gliese 581G. Is it real or not real?
There's so many different planets out there. Cast a wide net. I'm gonna go with it's real.
It is real. It is a confirmed exoplanet in a habitable. I'm just having all kinds of problems. A habitable zone. Habitable zone. Okay,
We're gonna
so
we're gonna make the Lacey Lanford planet in the future now when we discover it.
that would be really awesome. They could call it like Lacey 582 or something like that. Or Lacey
You
1.
got it.
That's what they should say. Lacey 1, because I'm sure it would be the first one. So if anybody from NASA listens to my show, please just put that in your back pocket. Well, I am going to give you bragging rights that you won game time on the Military Money Show. I'm pretty sure you got 3 right. So we'll say 3
Definitely.
because that one pronunciation really probably threw it off for you. Um, well, Garrett, I really appreciate you playing the game and being on the show. Can you tell everybody listening where they can learn more about you?
I would say go to Advisors Give Back is the best place to start if you're interested in anything we talked about today. That's the best place to start to clean up your financial house. Let's make a plan. And as we go into the new year for 2024, I know you guys are looking for a way to change anything about your financial picture. Advisors Give Back is a good place, or refer someone that you know that needs that help right there. But Advisors Give Back is the best place to find people like me that want to help people like you.
Yes, great way to start the year. Thank you so much. I will link up to all of that in the show notes. I appreciate you being on the show, Garrett.
Perfect. Thanks, Lacey.